I think what we've been hearing this afternoon just shows how out of touch with regular families those on the government benches are. I suggest they do what I did and pop a post on Facebook and you ask families directly, how's it going? How are you managing your childcare costs compared to your incomes? Now let me tell you some of the things women in the Hawkesbury and Blue Mountains told me. M says, in response to the question, is it tough? M says, yep, I'm in this boat. It just doesn't make financial sense for me to work full-time right now. I tried. It wasn't worth it. Now, what does that say about women's participation? And this chamber has got a lot of women in it right at this moment. More women in it, I would guess, than men. We should be there trying to make the pathway for women to get into careers easier than it currently is. Melissa said, I choose to work part-time. It wouldn't be worth increasing my days because higher income equals higher daycare fees. That's the reality that women are facing. Louise says daycare fees are a very depressing topic in my household. With my second son, I was finishing teaching prac, so I had no income, but I had to have him in full-time care from 5 months old to get it done. Then I started casual teaching. I worked 5 days a week, which took us over the maximum hours on the old CCR-CCB system, and not much changed when it went to CCS. That's the current childcare subsidy. He'll start school next year. Now you might think, oh, breathe that sigh of relief that you breathe when your kids are about to go to school and you think, oh, no more childcare fees. But no, Liz is having another baby in December. And of course that is wonderful news, but she says she plans to go back 1 to 2 days a week simply based on the fact that she'll be paying daycare fees for baby and before and after care fees for her 6-year-old. That's the reality that women are facing. For years, when their children are young, they are making choices about whether to fully engage in their careers, not because they necessarily don't want to, but they can't afford it. Karen says childcare is a huge challenge for families. And it isn't just the fees. So when you add that into all the other complications, you need to be on multiple waiting lists because getting a spot is next to impossible. When a spot comes up, you need to take whatever days are offered, even if it's only 1 day, which is all she's been able to secure at this stage. And while waiting for day 1 of childcare, you worry about all the out-of-pocket expenses. Her little one is due to start in early childhood education in a few weeks. She says, I have no idea about the gap amount I need to pay on the day rate of $132. She says it's nerve-wracking for job seekers and current employees alike as to what flexibility your employer might require of you, so that trying to seek the days you can, it's like a chicken and an egg situation. So that is what women are facing right across the country. Alison tells me that the net take-home pay after daycare, particularly for families with multiples, is not much until the career improves. And again, if you've taken significant time out of your career, that is even harder to do. And for women who don't earn good money, she says there are plenty of barriers to the workforce regarding the entry. For many who cannot even cover daycare, it takes a special partner to allow family finances to go into negative for a short period of time while you re-establish your career. So that is reality. This is what women were telling me in the last week about how they're struggling with the choices they're having to make. And that's why we do desperately need changes. Laura recognised that the free childcare made a huge difference to us. During COVID. That was something that gave women a taste. It was tantalising, this taste of how you could actually have some freedom to make choices around the work you do, and then it was just whipped away from them within weeks. So that's what we want to see changes to. We want to make it so much easier for families. Whether the secondary income earner is a woman or a man, we want their choices to be easier by scrapping the childcare subsidy cap, by lifting the maximum childcare subsidy to 90% and making sure that we increase the subsidy rates and taper them smoothly so that every family has a chance to fulfil their career potential and their parenting duties.
Call the member.